For decades, the OFW, or Overseas Filipino Worker Program, has been a staple in the movement of Filipino immigration. Starting in the 1960s, the OFW program began to start a migration trend where Filipinos were hired for labor in more modern countries and others who were in need of labor. Countries such as the US, Canada, UAE, Singapore, and Japan account for a very large portion of these remittances. Often, the decision to become an OFW is based on money, as they are usually paid more than they would be back in the Philippines. Leaving as an OFW has many drawbacks as well, especially leaving family behind and going to a completely foreign place where the situation may not be all that it was made out to be. In this video, we will give examples of the experiences that OFWs and those considering becoming one face.
Hi, my name is Katrina and I graduated at the University of Northern Philippines with a nursing degree. I worked at Metrovigan Hospital for 2 years. The reason why my whole entire family looks up to me is because I was the first one in our family to earn a degree, but unfortunately I'm not making enough money to support them and give back. Currently sending two of my siblings to school, one in college actually, and one in high school. I'm also supporting my mom with her medication because she's been taking diabetic medication and high blood pressure medications. So that costs money every day. My dad is a farmer and he's managing 2 acres of their family land. He's renting 2 of the farmlands that he have right now, but hopefully when I make enough money, I'd be able to buy him his own land because that's been his work ever since I was born. I am willing to sacrifice everything for my family because that's what my mom taught me how to do. When I was younger, she would always talk about sacrificing for your family. Now it's about time to apply it in real life. That's why I came here in the United States to earn more money. I had a nursing degree back in the Philippines, but now I'm a housekeeper. When I was in the Philippines as a nurse, I was probably earning roughly about $300 to $400 every month. If you convert it to Philippine money, it's probably like 15 to 20,000 pesos. Now that I'm in America, I am earning roughly about 1,500 every 2 weeks. So that's bi-weekly. Philippine money right now, if you convert a dollar in the Philippines, it's like 48 pesos. So with your 1,000, you have 48,000 plus 500. So about probably 60 to 70,000 bi-weekly. 60 to 70,000 pesos bi-weekly. With no regrets, I'm here right now trying to prove everybody that I could make it, because there are some people that said, hey, you're not gonna make it, but hey, I'm here now.
My name is Cole, and I'm an OFW. Currently, I'm working as a construction worker in Iraq. A few years ago, the allure of a higher paying position working construction in Iraq drew me away from my home and job in the Philippines. Growing up in the Philippines, I was extremely poor, and I knew that eventually I needed to be able to provide for both myself and my parents. Even though I was able to get a strong education in the Philippines and I earned a business job through my degree from the University of the Philippines, the pay from that job was still too little to support everything I needed for both me and my aging parents. Because of this, I decided to become an OFW. And through the OFW program, I took a job working construction in Iraq. The OFW program, and this job specifically, promised enough pay to allow me and myself and my family back home to live comfortably. This promise came true, and I was able to provide the money for a long time for both me and my family, but the sacrifices that I've had to make with everything I've had to leave back home has not been worth it. While I have been generally making enough money. I am been working 72 hours a week, and because of this, I really don't get to do anything other than work and sleep and eat. This grueling schedule has really taken a toll on me as I've garnered several injuries over the past couple years, and I had one on my back last year where I was really unable to get out of bed for around a week, and the injuries are starting to add up, and I'm really not sure how much longer I can do this. The government of Iraq is also extremely restrictive towards communication outside of the country, meaning that I rarely get to speak to or communicate with my friends and family back in the Philippines. These pictures from a family reunion 2 years ago are basically the last thing I've gotten from my family in the Philippines. And I'm not sure if it's because I haven't gotten envelopes or what it is, but I've also tried to send mail like this out to my family in the Philippines, but it's always come back to me, which tells me that my family in the Philippines hasn't heard from me either. This lack of communication with the people I know and love back home has really taken a toll on my mental health. The countless hours I spend working and the sacrifice of leaving everything I know and love behind in the Philippines is, I now believe, not worth the extra money that I'm making. So I've made the decision to return home. This is extremely difficult, however, as the company I'm currently working for is extremely controlling and does not allow me to leave on my own terms. So I have hatched a plan to sneak away from my work dormitories and onto a boat or plane to take me back to the Philippines in the next few days. Here I got my stuff packed, ready to leave whenever I have to, and wish me luck. Hopefully, I can make it back. And this is a risky plan, but hopefully, I'm able to get back to the Philippines soon. And to all you prospective OFWs out there, know that you're really giving up a lot of everything you know and love back home, and you may lose some of it. You may not be able to talk to them for a really long time. So just know it's important to know exactly what you're getting into, what you're sacrificing when you're taking on becoming an OFW. So this is just sort of my tale, my experience of being an OFW, and it had its up and downs, but I've decided that it's not worth the sacrifice anymore. So I'm gonna return home, and wish me luck and best of luck to you all in your decisions.
Hey guys, it's Maria. I've missed you guys. I hope Big Island and Maui is good out there. Oahu has been pretty good to me so far. I know that when I first came here, it was such a drastic change, but of course, I needed to do this for my family and especially for my son since he needed money for his tuition. Ever since I've moved here, people didn't care about my acronyms. People didn't care who I was back then in the Philippines, and it was kind of shameful in my end. And my son and my former students would come up to me and ask me why I'm leaving. And it was, again, a difficult decision. Um, but I needed to do this in order to just clear my head, to make my writing better, and of course to earn money for my family. Like I said, Andrew, my son, needs money for his tuition, but I'm currently only making about 300 per month, and it's been tight. I do send out most of my money, and some that I keep here, I just use it to make some small meals just to get me through the day and stuff like that. Also, when I first started working here, I was facing some discrimination, with my color and my race and ethnicity and my accent. But I have met some great friends along the way, and what this journey had taught me was perseverance. And that's something that I want to share with other migrants who plan to become an OFW and move somewhere from their home. It does get lonely, and I miss my family, but continue just to fight on.
While the OFW program offers Filipinos financial opportunities that they are not able to reach in their home country, the truth of the program is one that needs to be told to all who consider becoming an OFW. Evidenced by the stories told through our video today, the experiences of OFW workers vary. The OFW program in the Philippines and similar systems like it in other countries are caused by the international economy's reliance on capitalism, and due to the Philippines' status as a third world country, they're often exporting laborers in order to try to keep up economically. While these opportunities taken by OFWs do often end up successful, to where immigrants are happy that they chose to migrate, there are lots of cautionary tales similar to ones we read about or told today. These stories must be spread to give Filipino prospective immigrants the true idea of life as an OFW, giving up their sweat for export and their body for rent.